Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News Midday starts now.
Good morning and thanks for joining us for 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. I'm Danielle Kernkamp.
And I'm Mike Hart. Topping our news, we have news for parents and students in the Panama Buena Vista School District. The superintendent saying this morning the district was hit with a, quote, very aggressive ransomware attack. According to Superintendent Kevin Silberberg, the attack could have a direct impact on how you communicate with your child's school. Silberberg said there's a chance that phone calls might not go through. You won't be able to check your child's grades online. The district's website might not be working properly, and you may not be able to email your student's teacher. Dismissal times will not be affected. We'll continue to follow this and post new information as we receive it.
Meantime, there's further escalating tensions between Iran and the United States over the alleged downing of a Ukrainian airliner over Iranian airspace.
U.S. officials and world leaders citing satellite evidence that proves, they say, Iran was responsible for the shoot down despite their repeated denials. ABC's Trevor Ault has more.
Today, Iran is denying this video shows the moment of impact, a ground-based missile hitting a 737. Taken from a neighborhood where the Ukrainian jet was last tracked, the video appears to confirm what a U.S. source tells ABC News. Intelligence sources are confident an Iranian anti-aircraft missile hit that jetliner. And this video captured in a Tehran neighborhood showing the crippled jet up in flames, breaking apart and exploding 3 miles away. The ground impact then captured by a CCTV camera and shown on Iranian media.
The evidence indicates that the plane was shot down by an Iranian surface-to-air missile.
With all 176 passengers and crew on board killed, world leaders continue to state Iran was likely responsible, even though the downing of the jet may not have been intentional. The American intelligence community believes Iran turned on and aimed a radar at the jetliner, a radar signal to guide anti-aircraft missiles from a mobile launcher. A U.S. satellite saw the firing of 2 missiles at the 737. The warheads of those missiles would explode near the aircraft, spraying shrapnel, which would pierce the aircraft in multiple locations. But Iran remains defiant. This morning, Iranian investigators showing off the black boxes they've recovered, but the data still hasn't been pulled from either one. And in this exclusive video obtained by ABC News, the debris field has already been cleared, and with it, any possible evidence gone.
Think of it like a crime scene. You're contaminating the crime scene. You're not able to piece together what actually happened based on what remains.
Iran has now invited some Western countries to get involved in this investigation, including the United States. But the NTSB will need approval from the Trump administration because of these ongoing sanctions against Iran. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
This morning, Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the House will take steps next week to send impeachment articles to the Senate for President Trump's potential trial. Pelosi sent a letter to Democrats saying senators now have a choice to consider charges of abuse and obstruction against the president. In the letter, Pelosi said, quote, every senator now faces a choice to be loyal to the president or the Constitution. The House impeached President Trump in December over his alleged actions connected to Ukraine, where he allegedly asked Ukraine's president to investigate Democrats.
All right, let's take a break. Bring in Chief Meteorologist Elena Rusk for a look at your 11 a.m. forecast.
Yeah, yesterday's storm did bring us some measurable rain and some higher elevation snow. And so with that system pushing out of the way, we still have a nice northerly flow here. It means some fresh breezes, some sunshine, some seasonal temperatures. Right now we're at 49. That's about the same as yesterday, but we're continuing to dry out and clear out. So we'll get to 56 with mostly sunny skies. Tomorrow, better chance of fog than we saw this morning, though there was some fog developing out there. And 55 in the afternoon is right on track for average. And then increasing breezes on Sunday will cool us down just a little bit. So let's talk about some of our events out there. You can expect 40s tonight under that bright full moon for Bike Bakersfield's full moon bike ride. They start at Beach Park, go out to the marketplace and back. You'll also have the 40s tomorrow night as the Condors are returning back home to face off against the Iowa Wild.
The Sheriff's Department has announced the arrest of 6 people on outstanding warrants during a sweep operation on Wednesday. According to KCSO, a warrant sweep was conducted at more than 24 locations throughout the Bakersfield area. During the sweep, KCSO made 6 arrests, 3 people on felony warrants and 3 on misdemeanor warrants. If you have information on a crime or a fugitive, you're asked to call the Sheriff's Office at 861-3110.
2 men are in custody this morning following a takeover-style robbery at a T-Mobile store on Columbus Street. Officers were notified of the two armed suspects just before 7 o'clock last night. A unit reportedly spotted the possible suspect vehicle on Q Street. Officers attempted to pull it over when police say 3 people jumped out and ran. They were all captured. Officials say officers recovered multiple cell phones, money, and an imitation firearm. Police say 2 of the suspects were arrested on multiple charges. The third was released. If you have any information regarding this case, you're asked to call BPD at 327-7111.
The month of January is National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and survivors and advocates are working to put an end to it.
23 ABC's Amani Stevens has more on the impact right here in our community.
I didn't think I was ever going to get out.
7 years ago, Candace Shepard was first trafficked, forcing her to live in various cities in California and Nevada.
This is something that's happening, and people can't say, oh, well, we didn't know it was happening anymore. No, this is happening.
Happening right here in our community.
Wow. It's a lot of people.
Magdalene Hope is an organization founded by Bennett, who says for each woman he helps,
we've helped over 7,000 people in human trafficking.
He thinks this could be my daughter.
We give them backpacks, food and toiletries and anything that a woman could need over the course of a weekend while she's in our city being sold.
Bennett says he's seen a girl as young as 11 years old trafficked.
We need more people to raise up, get involved, and actually do something about this injustice.
Shepard grew up in Ridgecrest, but found herself in cities such as Reno, San Francisco, and San Jose, trafficked by an individual she says she trusted.
So when we got there, the very first night was, well, you're going to have to sell your body if you want to survive. Life was really bad for me. I escaped my trafficker in San Jose. I jumped out of a 2-story window. He took my identification from me. I didn't have my own phone. I had no contact with my mom or my daughter. I was completely shut off from the world that I knew.
Human trafficking, Shepard says, is a domino effect, affecting whoever that person is around.
You can easily get off track. All it takes is just being around, a man who will promise you the world.
Starts with people being concerned. It starts with law enforcement taking this more seriously, prosecutors prosecuting to the fullest extent of the law in order for this to change.
Still recovering from the trauma, Shepard sure of who she is no longer and who she is now.
I'll never be a victim again, ever.
And that was 23 ABC's Amani Stevens reporting. If you or someone you know are a victim of human trafficking, for help you can text the word HELP to 233-733 or call 808-4673 to reach out to Magdalene Hope.
The Bakersfield City Council violated the Brown Act when it held several closed session meetings, according to a local judge, and it looks like it's going to cost the city some money. Judge Stephen Schuett ruled that 3 closed sessions last year, 1 in July and 2 in September, violated the Brown Act by discussing matters of crucial importance to residents and taxpayers, including a 1-cent sales tax increase. The ruling came in response to a lawsuit by 2 nonprofit advocacy organizations, First Amendment Coalition and Californians Aware. The judge also ruled that the city must turn over documents requested by the 2 groups that were related to the complaint and pay attorney's fees for the dispute.
With the new year brings new laws and one that covers renters' rights. The Greater Bakersfield Legal Assistance is hosting 2 free workshops tomorrow to explain the new legislation. One protecting you from illegal evictions and to make sure that tenants know the new rent hike restrictions. Legal advocates and attorneys will be on hand to answer your questions beginning at 10 a.m. and then again at 3 p.m. It will all take place at the GBLA offices on California Avenue.